Hello everyone, this is Professor Jagdish Pimple from NIT Nagpur. I request you to kindly like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel and hit the bell icon so that you will get the live update notification about the channel. Thank you. Okay, so hello everyone. In the previous video, what we have studied, we have done about the star data structure. We have seen what is star, how to implement the function or operation related to star, that is quotient form operation. After that, we have already learned about the application of stack. What are the different types of applications of stack where we can use stack. After that, we have learned the expression conversion and expression evaluation. In that, we have seen conversion of infix to prefix, infix to postfix, then prefix to infix, prefix to postfix. Then after postfix to prefix and postfix to infix. And finally, we have seen the evaluation of postfix expression. This is all about the stack. Now, in today's lecture, we will see a queue. So basically, what it means a queue. Okay. In the very first lecture, I have already told you about the queue data structure. When we have learned the types of data structure, so under the linear data structure, we have seen about stack, queues, linked list, like this. And under the non-linear, we have already learned about the tree data structure and graph data structure. So in the today's video, we are going to see about the queue data structure. So basically, what it means a queue, Q-U-E-U-E-Q. If you define a queue data structure, so queue is a one kind of data structure, one kind of linear data structure. Queue comes under the linear data structure. Why queue comes under the linear data structure? Because in case of a linear data structure or in linear data structure, you are going to store the data in a sequential manner. That is one below the other or one above the other. That means one sequence you have to follow. One linearity you need to follow. So you are going to store the data in a linear fashion. You are going to store the data in a sequential manner. That's why we can say it is a linear data structure. So Q comes under the linear data structure. Or Q data structure is one of the type of linear data structure. So in Q, we are going to store the data in a sequential manner. एक के बाद एक डेटा हम लोग क्यू में स्टोर करते हैं. So like in stack also we are going to store the data in one sequential manner. Same thing with the queue. In queue also we are going to store the data in a sequential manner. So always whenever you are storing the data into the queue or you are going to delete something from the queue, so always you need to follow one principle, and that principle the cube will always follow. The principle is known as first in first out or FIFO. तो प्रिंसिपल को हम लोग बोलते हैं फर्स्ट इन फर्स्ट आउट और FIFO. So always Q will be work on a principle first in first out system or first in first out policy will be used by Q. While implementing the queue operation, while performing any sort of operations like insertion or like deletion or any operations you are going to perform on the queue, the things or the principle you have to use or follow that principle or policy is FIFO, first in, first out system. It means that what? In queue, whenever you are going to insert the data, whenever you are going to insert the data, that data should be inserted from one end and data should be deleted from the another end. That means the queue is having the two ends. In queue, there are two ends are there. One is rear end and another is front end. Like in stack, if you want to store the data or if you want to delete the data from the stack, both the operations will be performed on the top of the stack. Both the operation will be performed on the top of the stack. But in case of queue, if you want to store the data or if you want to delete the data, both the operations will be performed on two different ends. So when you perform the insertion operation, so you have to insert it from the rear end. Insert it from the rear end. And when you want to delete the data from the queue, so data deletion will be take place from the front end. So what is that front end and the rear end? And what it is a FIFO, that is first in first out system. In case of a stack, the data which inserted first, that will be deleted lastly, or data which is inserted last, that will be deleted first. स्टार्ट में जो डेटा सबसे पहले इंटर होता है वो सबसे आखिरी में बाहर आएगा, और जो सबसे आखिरी में डेटा इंसर्ट होगा दैट डेटा वुड बी आउट वेरी फर्स्ट. So exactly reverse in case of queue. So in queue follow the principle of first in first out. That means whosoever data is come first or entered first, that will be out first. Whosoever data inserted last, जो डेटा सबसे आखिरी में आएगा, that data should be deleted last. That means the FIFO, first in first out system. जो डेटा जिस टाइम पे इंटर होगा उस टाइम पे ही उस सीक्वेंस के अकॉर्डिंगली डेटा शुड बी रिमूव, डेटा will be removed from the queue. That means the first in first out system. The data which is inserted first, that will be deleted first, that would be deleted first, or that would be removed first. So that's why if the queue is using the FIFO concept, it means that the insertion and deletion will be take place from two different ends. In case of stack, there is only one end. You have to insert the data on the top of the stack. You have to delete the data from the top of the stack. You cannot insert the data in between the middle. You cannot insert the data from the bottom of the stack. No, not possible. Every data will be inserted above the top of the stack. Every data which is on the top of the stack, that will be removed or deleted. But in case of a FIFO, in case of a queue, the data which is inserted first, that data will be deleted very first. जो डेटा जिस नंबर पे एंट्री हुआ है उस नंबर पे वो क्या होगा, आउट होगा या फिर डिलीट होगा. दैट इज द फर्स्ट इन फर्स्ट आउट सिस्टम. So if we are using a first in first out system, so in queue there are two ends. One is rear end and another is front end. One is rear end and another one is front end. So what is rear end and front end? Rear क्या होता है और front क्या होता है? There are two different pointers, rear and front. When if you want to insert the data, if you want to insert the data, always insertion will be from the rear end. That is, when you insert the data, your rear pointer always be affected. Similarly, when you delete the data, always your front pointer will be affected. In both the cases, if you are going to insert the data into the queue, your rear pointer always be incremented by 1. Listen very carefully. When you perform the insertion operation into the queue, जब क्यू में हम लोग इंसर्शन ऑपरेशन परफॉर्म करते हैं, at the time of insertion, always your rear pointer will be incremented by 1. That means when you insert the data, your rear pointer will be incremented by 1 position से आगे बढ़ेगा. Similarly, when you delete the data, your front pointer will be incremented by 1. In both the cases, either insertion or either deletion or, your both the pointer will be incremented by 1, whether it is insertion operation or whether it is deletion operation. But remember, when you perform insertion, your rear pointer will be incremented by 1. Similarly, when you perform deletion, your front pointer will be incremented by 1. In both the cases, rear and front will be incremented. Got it? Okay. So that means the queue. Okay. So that DQ and NQ, it is nothing but it is insertion of the queue, and that DQ is nothing but a deletion of the queue. Okay. So after that, we will see what are the various operations on the queue. Various operations on the queue. Suppose if you want to maintain the queue. Now we'll see one simple example of queue. We will use that example, or we will see the things in the daily routine lives or in real-time examples. Suppose if you want to take a reservation, or if you want to standing in front of the ticket counter, you have seen, you have observed there is a queue of the people standing in front of the window of the ticket counter. आप मूवी का टिकट लेने जाते हो, या फिर if you go for bus reservation or the railway reservation, so there is a queue. So whoever reach the counter first, that will take the reservation first. जो सबसे पहले गया उसको रिजर्वेशन सबसे पहले मिलेगा, then second one, then third one, then fourth one, then fifth one. Likewise, it is one by one, one by one. That is the first person reached to the ticket counter, he will get the ticket, he will get the reservations and get it out. Then second person reached to the counter, he will pay the money and take the tickets and get out and delete from the queue. Likewise, and if the somebody new incumbents are going to be enter into the queue, if some new people or no, or we can say some person has to take a ticket, he has to join the queue. So he has to join the queue. He cannot go in the middle. He cannot go directly on the first. Okay, he always need to append. It means that अगर already 10 लोग लाइन में खड़े हुए हैं, so अगर आप जा रहे हो तो आपका जो नंबर होगा वो 11th नंबर होगा, आपके बाद जो आएगा उसका 12th नंबर होगा. Likewise, that means insertion आपका बैक साइड से हो रहा है. ठीक है, इंसर्शन आपका टेल, हेड और टेल होता है. ठीक है, सो आपका इंसर्शन कहां से हो रहा है? टेल. दैट मींस इंसर्शन ऑलवेज बी पॉसिबल फ्रॉम द रियर एंड. वेयरएज डिलीशन, डिलीशन कहां से हो रहा है? इफ यू रीच द काउंटर, फर्स्ट पर्सन रीच द टिकट काउंटर, टेक द टिकट एंड रिमूव इट. दैट मींस आउटिंग और डिलीशन इज फ्रॉम द फ्रंट एंड. Okay, so that is a well-known example of ticket counter, railway reservation counter. Okay, so here we can implement a concept of queue. After that, we'll see in the further slide we will see the applications of queue. Okay. Now we will see what are the various operations on the queue. Operations कौन से queue पे हम लोग perform करते हैं. So majorly we are having two operations. Majorly we are performing two operations on the queue, that is NQ and DQ. Okay. So don't be confused NQ and DQ. You can write down insertion deletion. You can write down addition deletion. Depends on you. While you are implementing the queue in the form of program, you have to use any sort of name. But name should be relevant to the operation. Otherwise, what happens? If you are performing a deletion operation and giving the name to the function is addition or insertion, it would not be happen. Okay, it means that queue, the name to the function that is relevant to your task. So there is an NQ. NQ matlab entry into the queue, or you can say insertion operation. Insertion operation. So while you are going to insert the data into the queue, always data should be inserted from the rear end. And when you insert the data from the rear end, your rear pointer always be incremented by 1. rear pointer हमेशा आपका 1 से increment होगा. हमेशा आपका rear pointer 1 से increment होगा. Whereas DQ, that means suppose if the rear is on 5, it means that 5 people already in the list. Okay, if the rear is on 5. So when you insert the new data, okay, so rear will be incremented by 1. So rear is on 5. So next time rear will be on 6. Next time rear will be on 7. Next time rear will be on 8. Likewise, rear will be incremented by 1 always when you insert the data. Similarly, DQ or deletion operation. If you want to perform a deletion operation will be take place from the front end. Deletion हमेशा कहाँ से होगा? Front end से होगा. It means that when you perform the deletion operation, always deletion operation will took place from the front end. So when you want to delete the particular data, so choice is not on your hand. Choice is always not on your hand. Similarly with the stack, choice is not on your hand. In case of stack, suppose there is a stack of dishes. If you want to pick the dish which is having the color pink, and you are trying to pick that dish, not possible. Whoever dish on the topmost position, जो भी डिश आपका टॉपमोस्ट पोजीशन पे, वही आप डिश खींचोगे, वही आप डिश लोगे. You have to pick that dish only. Similarly, in case of a queue, deletion is not on your hand. Deletion is not on your hand. That means according to the number, according to the entrance, according to the entry position, according to that entry position, your data should be deleted. That means if the first element is entered, that element is deleted first. Until and unless if you are not deleting the first element, your second, third, fourth element will not be deleted at all. It is not possible. It means that always what you have to do, it means that it means the queue. So queue uses the principle of first in, first out. It means that the data inserted first, that will be deleted first. Until and unless that data is not deleted, your other data will be as it is in the queue. जब तक first person he cannot pick his ticket till time the second, third person will be as it is standing on the queue. They will not go ahead. Okay? जब तक आगे वाले बंदे को टिकट नहीं मिलेगा काउंटर पे, तब तक वो बाहर नहीं निकलेगा. तब तक वो बाहर नहीं निकलेगा तो second person how he will reach the counter? No, not possible. Got it? Okay. Now, so NQ and DQ. So in both the cases, in insertion and as well as in the deletion, in both the cases, your front and rear pointer will be incremented by one. After that, pick. This is the third operation that returns the element which is pointed by the front pointer in the queue, but does not delete it. Pick, matlab, pick is an operation we can implement on the queue where the front pointer is pointing. Where it is the front pointer is pointing, that means who is on the deletion position. Deletion पे कौन है? That means counter पे अगर 10 लोग हैं तो front position पे कौन खड़ा है? You have to find out that. That is pick. Pick the data which is available on the front position. You are not going to delete the data. Just you have to know. You have the information about the data which is on the pick position. Then Q overflow and Q underflow. As already we have learned in the stack also, stack underflow and stack overflow. Basically, what is underflow and overflow? Already I have explained this concept, underflow and overflow. It means that suppose if you want to implement a queue, so we have to implement a queue. For implementing the queue, we need to specify the size of the queue. When you specify the size of the queue, it means that while implementing the queue or for implementation of the queue, you need to use the concept of array. You need to use the concept of array. And if you use the array, it means that as a programmer, you need to specify the size of that array. When you store the huge amount of data or when you store the multiple amount of data with a similar type, you need to use the concept of array instead of declaring the individual variables. So array is a collection of heterogeneous or homogeneous data elements. So if you want to implement a queue concept, so you have to use the concept of array. So if we are using the array concept, definitely we have to give a size for that particular array. It means that suppose if I given the size for the queue is 50, it means that only 50 data you can insert. Only 50 data you can insert. Consider it. Suppose in your queue, आपने एक queue बनाया हुआ है and in that queue already all data are present. Already all data are present. It means that suppose this is a queue. Suppose consider it. This is a queue and all data are occupied over here. First location, second location, third location, fourth location. ठीक ऐसे करते करते last one is the 50 location. Now this is the front end and this is your rear end. Consider it. This is your rear end. Now what happened? Suppose this is the first location. This is the second, third, fourth, likewise. Till this one is the 50 location number 50. Consider it. All the data, all the locations are occupied by the specified data. All the locations are occupied by the specific data. That is सारे location में data है आपका 50 location तक 1 2 3 4 5 till the 50th तक आपका पूरे locations क्या है filled है occupied with some sort of data. Now if you want to insert the data, again if you want to insert the data, already your rear is on the 50 position. Already आपका जो rear pointer है वो 50th location पे है. Now again you want to insert the data. Now if you are inserting the data into the queue, but there is no space in the queue because the size is only 50 locations, only 50 data you want to store into the queue. Now you are going to store the 51st number data. How it is possible? There is no availability of the space. So this particular condition is the overflow condition. It means that if you are going to, if you're trying to store the data into the queue, but a space is not available to store the data into the queue, so such a condition is under overflow condition. This condition is known as an overflow condition or full condition. It means that your queue is full. No insertion is possible at all in the queue because the size is 50 and all 50 data already present in the queue. Got it? After that. So how we are going to find out whether the queue is full or not? How we are going to find out whether the queue is full or not? That means if the size of queue is 50, it means that always you need to check your rear pointer or the position of the rear. Where it is the rear? What is the rear value? If the rear value or rear pointing to the last location or rear pointing to the size of the array or size of the queue, it means that your queue is full. Because always when you insert the data, your rear pointer will be implemented by one. First data inserted, rear is on second. Then again third, then fourth data डाल दिया, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, 50 पे कब जाएगा? When you have already stored the data into the queue. Okay. When your rear is on the last position, it means that your queue is full. Got it? Whereas underflow का मतलब क्या होता है? और empty condition. It means that whenever we are going to delete something from queue, as I already explained in case of stack, underflow condition in stack. Same thing happened with the queue also. While you are performing a deletion operation or you are trying to perform a deletion operation to delete from the empty queue. If the data is not present at all in the queue and you are trying to pick the data and you are trying to delete the data, when no one is present in the queue, no person is standing in the queue, then which data you want to delete? Is it possible? No, because the data is not present at all. The queue is completely empty. The queue is completely empty and you are trying to delete the data. So you will get nothing. You will get nothing. So such a condition is known as an underflow condition. It means that you can say in short, when your front and rear pointer is on the initial position, आपका front और rear pointer अगर initial position पे है, it means that your queue is in an underflow condition. That means these are the certain types of operations will be performed on the queue. After that, how we can implement a queue? There are two ways to implement a queue. There are two different ways to implement a queue. One is array representation and another is linked list representation. Okay. So array representation is nothing but if you want to implement a queue, okay. So we will use the concept of array. Suppose if I want to implement a queue for 50 elements or 50 data, you have to consider one array of 50 elements. You have to declare the array of 50. And you have to implement the queue concept or FIFO concept, or you have to apply the principle of first in first out system on that array. So simply what you have to do, you have to simply create one array. Okay, likewise, you have to create one array. Suppose here we have created the array of 6 elements. Total 5 locations are there, started with 0, that means total elements are 6. Total elements are 6. Size of this array is 6 because started with 0, end with 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total size of this array is 6. Okay. So now initially your front and rear pointer are on the initial position, that is if you can say it is on the -1 position because you have started with 0. You have started the array with 0. It means that Put your front and rear pointer is on -1. Put your front and rear pointer is on -1. आपका rear pointer and front pointer को आप -1 पे रखो. Why -1 पे रखो? Why it is on -1? Because when you insert the first element into the cube, so your rear pointer will be incremented by 1. So rear is equal to initially on -1, -1 plus 1, you will get 0. That means first element will be stored on the 0th position. So first time rear आपका यहाँ पे आएगा. Okay. Then again you want to insert at the same time. Whenever you want to insert very first element into the cube, at the same time you have to pick your front pointer on the same position. So जब आपके क्यू में फर्स्ट एलिमेंट की एंट्री होगी एट द सेम टाइम व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, यू हैव टू पिक योर फ्रंट पॉइंटर एंड पॉइंट इट टू द 0th पोजीशन और द फर्स्ट पोजीशन ऑफ योर क्यू. दैट मींस जैसे ही आपके क्यू में फर्स्ट एलिमेंट की एंट्री होगी एट द सेम टाइम व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, यू हैव टू पुट योर फ्रंट पॉइंटर ऑन द फर्स्ट पोजीशन. सो दैट मींस आपने पहला एलिमेंट डालते बराबर आपका फ्रंट भी वहां पे चले जाना चाहिए. इट इज ऑन द फर्स्ट पोजीशन. नाउ इफ यू वांट टू इंसर्ट द सेकंड एलिमेंट, सो रियर विल बी इंक्रीमेंटेड बाय 1, तो रियर यहां पे चलेगा. Again you want to insert a third element, so rear again incremented by 1, आपका rear यहाँ पे चलेगा. Again you want to insert element, again आपने insert कर दिया, आपका rear यहाँ पे चलेगा. Again you want to insert element, आपका rear यहाँ पे चलेगा. Again you want to insert element, आपका rear यहाँ पे चलेगा. Again you want to insert element. Again you want to insert element. Is it possible? No. Is it possible? No, because all the data is filled. All the locations are occupied with the specified data. It is not possible to insert a new data. That means that condition is a full condition. Okay. Now, suppose if you want to delete the data, your front pointer will be incremented by 1. Suppose if you want to delete the first data, so front will be incremented by 1. The front आपका फिर ये first पे चले जाएगा. That means this data is deleted. After that, if you want to again delete, then again front को increment कर दो, तो front pointer will be placed here. So this data will be deleted. Likewise, okay. Likewise, we have to implement the Q concept using the array. But the problem is what? In case of array representation, there is a problem. Okay, it means that if we have implemented a queue with a specified size of array, okay, it means that 50 numbers के लिए मैंने queue implement कर दिया. But what happened? If you want the more number of locations at a run time, अगर आपको लगता है at execution time at a run time पे आपको 50 नहीं 55 लोकेशन की जरूरत है, so it would not be possible. या फिर one more condition is, suppose if you have declared the array for the 50 elements, but you have used only 10 locations. 50 का array बनाया था, उसमें से 10 ही locations आपने use किए. It means that what? Remaining 40 locations is going to be wastage. Okay, that is a drawback of queue. Okay, it means that you can say it's a fragmentation part. Okay, so what happened? That means if you required more number of locations, it would not be possible to increase at a runtime. If you require less number of locations, it would not be possible. जितना fix किया है, because if you fix the size of the array, so that means that size is fixed. You cannot change the size of the array at a runtime. That is, you cannot increase the size of the array, or you cannot decrease the size of the array during the execution time. That is a drawback of array representation. To implement a drawback, the concept of linked list is implemented. The concept of linked list is implemented. So basically, if you're talking about a linked list, so linked list is a collection of nodes, and every node is divided into two parts. The first part contains the data, and the second part contains the address. It means that node, this one is a node. Node is divided into two parts. First part always contains the data. यहाँ पे data रहता है, and the second part always contains the address of the next node. And इसके बाद में कौन सा node आएगा, उसका address होता है. Okay, when we see the linked list, at that time it is clear more. Okay, so linked list representation, that is with the help of linked list we can implement a queue. So there is not restriction at all for the size of the location, or we can say size of the data elements we are going to insert into the linked list. Okay, that means we can create a n number of nodes, we can create unlimited of nodes for storing the data. Okay, it means that with the help of linked list we can remove the concepts of array representation using a queue representation using the queue. So whatever drawbacks with the array representation, so that will be removed by the linked list representation. So you have to create the nodes. If you want to insert the data into the queue, you have to create the node and insert the data. Okay. Likewise, here in the example, you can see here is the nodes are created, first node and second node and third node. Then rear pointer is just here. Rear pointer is on here, because if you insert the data, rear will be incremented data. So पहले 9 डाला, then 1 डाला, then 7 डाला, then 4. Okay, so rear will be on this location. If you want to delete, तो first of all कौन सा delete होगा? पहले 9 delete होगा. Again you want to delete, the front will be move here. Then this one will be deleted. Okay. Again you want to delete, so again rear will be moved here. Again you will delete this one. Again you will be delete this one. So now likewise we have to implement the queue using the linked list. So hope everybody understood the concept of queue, what is queue, how to implement the queue, what are the different operations performed on the queue. After that, what are the various representation techniques for the queue. Okay. Hope everybody understood. Okay. So with this, thank you one and all. Thank you.